Ma'am, the chances of a mother dying from a baby are very slim.
Okay, honestly, this is real Rick coming from a middle-aged white man who don't know shit about it. Have you had an abortion?
Listen, why do I have to have...
Excuse me, sir, have you ever had an abortion?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
No, then you sound stupid. You sound like you're trying to preach, but you can't fuck. Don't talk to my friend. I swear to God, if I hear words from out your mouth to my friend,
Ma'am, the only hope you have is through Jesus Christ, and here is a great example. What you need to know, ma'am, is the reason you're upset is because you don't want to hear the truth. The truth is abortion equals murder. And listen, we want to help you whatever way you can, but life of the mother is a very low statistic when looking at abortion. And as I've already stated, Adolf Hitler killed 6 million Jews. You're complaining about the Holocaust. We have a modern day Holocaust right here. 60 million human beings since Roe versus Wade. Murdered through abortion. I'm sorry? They were human beings, which is what the problem really is. It's kind of like saying babies in the womb are clumps of cells. We're trying to deflect. But the ultimate problem here, the ultimate sin here is we are murdering human beings in the wombs of their mothers. This is a human life, and if you want to have the discussion about human life, I'm glad to have that with you. Ultimately, the problem we have with human life and with abortion, ultimately the problem with being a pro-abortionist is that you've rejected God.
Thank you.
And when you reject God, you're reduced to foolishness, because Romans 1 teaches us in the Bible that we all know God exists through the creation we find ourselves in. But we suppress the truth about God in our unrighteousness, miss. And please, if you're here to have an abortion, come talk with us. Please don't kill your baby today. Please have mercy on your child. The reason that you're upset is because the truth is painful to hear. Because mothers and fathers, they want to come into this building and they want to do what they want to do and they want to leave. They don't want to think about what really is happening. And what really is happening at Planned Parenthood when you have an abortion is they're going to hack your little baby to bits. This picture I have right here is what happens after an abortion.
Ma'am, I have a gift card for you and some literature if you'd like it.
I'm sure that there's plenty of women who would listen to you if you had a fucking pussy.
Ma'am, how dare you assume my gender identity? Ma'am, are you not woke? Are you not woke? We live in a cancel culture and you're assuming my gender identity. You've just committed violence against me, ma'am. You've committed violence against me. Oh, so now there are male and females. Now biologically there are males and females. I got you. And you see, this is the argument I always hear, that just yelling and screaming and saying I don't have a right to defend life because I'm not a woman. Because ultimately what we're talking about is life. And yes, as a man, I am called to protect human life. That is true. What's the percentage of women who die when they have babies? Ma'am, listen, the problem you have is you've rejected God. And you're convicted in your sin. And what you need to understand, the good news of the gospel is, listen, the good news of the gospel is there's hope for you and there's hope for all sinners. Listen, I was a sinner just like you. Okay.
Are you okay? I just saw a cop.
Yeah. Sir, I'm not sure why you're here, but like I said, men are called to protect women and children. Men are called to protect their families. They can do what? I can't hear you, sir. What'd you say? I'm sorry. Can inject with something? I'm telling you what a man's responsibility. Would you disagree that a man's responsibility? Yeah. I'm talking to you because if you brought a woman here to have an abortion, you need to bring her out. Sir, you need to bring a woman out if you brought her here to have an abortion, because this is your job as a man to protect. I'm not quite sure why you're here again. But again, men are called to protect families, not to bring them to the slaughter. And listen, I hear oftentimes the argument that Planned Parenthood provides good services. But listen, the same is true with Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy, if you know your history, was a notorious serial killer. He was a notorious serial killer. But listen, when he was in college, he worked at a suicide hotline trying to talk people out of committing suicide. But ultimately, Ted Bundy is known as a horrific serial killer. And the same is true with Planned Parenthood. Regardless of your reasons for being here, you need to understand that Planned Parenthood is a wicked establishment. They are bent on making money off the blood of aborted children. And abortion is murder, and all I ever hear is someone swearing and laughing. No one can put together a sensible argument. No one can put together a sensible argument, because we all know that life begins at conception. We all know that it is not a clump of cells, it is a human being in the womb, that all the DNA makeup is present at conception of your little child's eye color, hair color, the sound of their voice. It is all present at conception. And speaking to life of the mother, we live in a day where so technology advanced that we have something called C-sections, where you can develop a child for a certain amount of time, then you can have a C-section in order to attempt to save that baby. But see, we throw abortion out there. We tell women that they should abort because they're in danger, because that is the easiest thing to do. It is the most convenient thing to do, but it is still a human life that is dying. The percentage of women who come here to get abortions because of rape or because of life of the mother is below 3%. I was here 2 weeks ago. A mother came out of this building dancing, holding a sonogram of her dead baby, dancing over the fact that she just murdered her child. And miss, you're almost falling into that same category when you want to tell me that I can't try to rescue children who are being murdered because I don't have the right biological parts. Ma'am, I never said that. I said you're living in a day and age where it is a violence.